Most people believe that working harder will eventually make them influential. It sounds reasonable. If you become more competent, more reliable, more consistent, surely people begin to notice. But in many environments, the opposite happens. The harder someone works, the less visible they become. Not because effort has no value, but because effort changes how others perceive you. Human beings rarely reward effort directly. They reward interpretation. And interpretation depends on what people see, not what quietly exists behind the scenes. In psychology, attention follows signals, not effort. A person who is always available, always dependable, always solving problems, begins to feel predictable. And predictable people stop attracting curiosity. They become infrastructure. Valuable, yes, but invisible. Hard work often moves someone from being an individual to being part of the background. There's also a deeper dynamic at play. When someone works relentlessly without framing their contribution, others begin to assume that this level of effort is simply normal. Expectations rise quietly. Recognition falls quietly. Over time, effort stops looking exceptional and starts looking automatic. And what feels automatic rarely receives influence. Because influence isn't granted for what is expected. It is granted for what changes perception. This is why two people can contribute equally, yet only one becomes influential. One focuses on output. The other focuses on positioning. The difference isn't talent, it's visibility. The person who explains context, highlights decisions, and occasionally steps back from constant effort creates space for others to interpret their value. And interpretation shapes status more than effort ever will. Many competent people resist this idea because it feels uncomfortable. They want their work to speak for itself. But work doesn't speak. People speak about work. And if there is no narrative around what you do, others will fill that silence with assumptions. Often, the assumption becomes, they will always handle it. And that assumption quietly removes influence. This doesn't mean you should work less. It means you should understand how effort is perceived. Influence grows when effort is paired with clarity. When actions are framed, when outcomes are contextualized, when people can see not just what happened, but why it mattered. Hard work builds competence, but interpretation builds influence. The uncomfortable truth is that effort alone rarely changes how people see you. Visibility does. And visibility isn't about self-promotion. It's about making reality legible. When people understand the thinking behind your actions, effort stops looking routine. It starts looking intentional. And intention is what others follow. Understanding this doesn't diminish hard work. It protects it. Because effort without perception fades. But effort paired with clarity becomes influence. And once influence begins to grow, the rules change again.